Welcome to this week's Whole Week Costa. We have sad news. The first sad news is we still have Miller Lite because I forgot my beer at my girlfriend's house. Second sad news. Oh, we better crack these beers.
Yeah, that was the loudest you've ever been on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was reading something and I was real surprised.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice crack. The second one is I think, and I'm not 100% sure, this is the last podcast at this studio.
Well, I made the announcement on Instagram already.
Yeah.
Not on the Whole Week Costa Instagram, although I tagged Whole Week Costa.
Yeah, you should probably do that on that
Yeah.
Instagram too,
Yeah.
all three posts. But I think if I find a place to set it up at the new studio,
Wait, should we do it right now? You have it on your phone, right?
yeah, I don't want to do it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the phone.
Maybe like at the end, like when we stop recording,
Right.
we'll pretend like we're still recording,
Yeah.
and we'll do it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the second bad news is the studio, but it's only 5 minutes away from the studio.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to find it.
It's super hard.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally, even though it's in a different state, it's literally 2 turns from my house to get here.
Yeah. It's if you go out on the main road,
Yeah.
it's straight. It's like
It basically passes by my house.
Yeah, it's straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only have. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 turns. There's 5 turns to your house from here.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
maybe one extra for me because I got to loop because I live on a one-way street, so I have to like loop to go back towards here.
Right. To leave.
Yeah.
But to get there, it's 5 turns.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. So the other news is we bought a fancy new little connector for our headphones that I then forgot at my house. So I'm hearing one earphone at a time intermittently.
Yeah, that's
but-
better, right?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
That doesn't affect you guys.
Yeah.
Just I feel like we've been
Just
talking about it
us.
every week. Yeah. Just wanted to update everybody on the situation.
So we both had weird weekends. Mine was even though last year my mom couldn't make it to my graduation party,
Yeah.
she flew up from Florida
Yeah.
to make it to an old person July 4th party.
To be fair, I was really hot at that graduation party.
You were hot?
It was pretty hot there.
It was pretty hot, but it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like your mom should make it.
Yeah.
It was hot at this party. It was like way too hot.
I feel like my mom would have gone if you invited her.
Yeah. What, to my graduation
Yeah.
party? Yeah.
I mean, obviously your mom did. I feel like my mom would have gone.
Yeah, but I go to this old person party, and like like within an hour, she's like, "I'm so glad you can make it," and I go, "I wish you could have made it to my graduation party." And then she felt bad all night,
Yeah.
which makes me feel fine.
What did she say back to that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know I could if I would have, but you made it to this one. You didn't give me enough time. You mean January?
Yeah. I mean, you're only in school for like 4 years. How was she possibly gonna know when it was over?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I text her like every month, like a couple times a month, like, "Hey, remember I'm graduating in May. Could you make it like in June for a party?" Nah, she couldn't.
Maybe she's like me and just uses Facebook Messenger, so she never got the text.
No, she texts back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she didn't really read them because they weren't in Facebook Messenger.
No, she has an iPhone, so it says seen.
Maybe she wanted like an Instagram DM or something.
Maybe
Maybe Snapchatted or the location.
she would have to figure out how her phone works for any of that.
Yeah.
You know, so that like, it was like, I guess it was nice seeing her. It was nice seeing her, but it was kind of annoying. And then like I picked her up from her motel, which was like terrible.
Yeah.
And then she had like dinner at my girlfriend's house, and she met her parents and all that stuff. So
Have you
I guess
seen
that
her
was
like
cool.
since your wedding?
no,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the last time I couldn't really think about you talking about her between now and then.
yeah, that's about it. She only comes
So-
up when she wants to,
Yeah.
not like when her kids actually need her.
So maybe. I mean, she came for your wedding, so I mean that was obviously bad luck.
Yeah,
So maybe you didn't want her to come to your graduation.
no, yeah.
It would-
Well, they can't take it away from
I was
me.
gonna say like about a month later they would take the diploma back.
Yeah, they tear it in front of me. Shit.
But yeah, I don't know. My weekend was fine. I worked a lot. I don't know.
I work too a lot.
Yeah.
like most of the weekend.
Yeah. It was so hot. Like I was walking to work at like 6:30 in the morning and I have only 3 blocks from the parking lot to walk and I was like Like I looked like I was in a swimming pool by the time I
Yeah,
got there.
the no air conditioner can keep up. My car air
Yeah,
conditioner can't keep up today.
yeah. That's the problem I was having like in the middle of the day. So because I only worked a little bit of the day Sunday, so I was driving around noontime.
Well, I finished up my first class from a master's,
Mm-hmm.
so that's fun. So it took till like 9, and then I packed and like moved shit, and I killed a wasp nest on Sunday. And then what did I do Saturday? Saturday I worked
Mm-hmm.
and I did some moving and shit like that. So pretty much worst weekend ever. Next weekend's gonna be twice as bad.
It's real distracting here because I feel like the picture I usually look at while I'm talking is not here. There's
It
just a blank wall
it's
behind me.
behind. It fell down when I was moving shit.
Oh, so I got to prop it back up before we start it.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want to get up, I'll just tell a story while. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll look at the cup that's there. So
Adulting is hard.
I can't look at JD because I don't make good eye contact. So I have to look at something else in the
Yeah.
room.
Even though I'm a good like foot and a half taller than him,
Yeah.
I sit lower than him for the podcast.
We're directly across.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But I'm lower than him.
yeah. What's your story anyway? Or,
What story?
I don't know. Did you have a story? You're just gonna think of something while I was moving the picture.
Oh no, I would have made
Okay.
something up.
So we looked up some Miller Lite facts because we've been drinking Miller Lite for 3 podcasts in a row. Let me bring them up here. So apparently Fox News did a Miller Lite article, which is kind of weird. It really the only interesting thing I like the intro.
Well, just read them all.
When Miller Lite first hit the market in the early 1970s, it sent shockwaves through the American beer industry.
Yeah, 1970s. I thought. Well, Miller's probably been around forever. Like it's been around for hundreds of years or 100 and a half. But like Miller Lite, the light part, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, it was originally made by some like small brewery. It was some sort of diet beer, and then they basically sold it to Miller Lite. That was like the first fact. And then all Miller Lite did was rebrand it, and it wasn't very popular until that. They think mostly because of the "Great Taste, Less Filling" motto, whatever that means. But the third fact is it's almost identical to Guinness in alcohol and calorie content. They're both 4.2% alcohol. Miller Lite has 96 calories, and Guinness has 125 calories. So, why you would drink piss water when you could drink like subpar dark beer?
Dark piss water.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like Guinness, but like, yeah, the rest of the other that was really the only interesting thing.
Yeah, I still think like Guinness because it's so mild. They always do those beer cocktails where they add like Guinness and like Harp or something like that. They'll do like half Guinness and half something else. So for like a black and tan, those always taste pretty good.
So what I learned before was that I like there's craft beers out there that are like Guinness, but they like don't have like the weird, like Guinness has like a weird bitter aftertaste. Like I feel like, and I think that's why some people think like they don't like dark beers because like I honestly haven't drank Guinness in a long time, honestly, but I think some people will like drink a Guinness and get that weird bitter aftertaste, like almost like if you're drinking like, I mean it doesn't taste like this, but in my head it's almost like if you're drinking like a gin and tonic or something like that, where it has like just a weird bitterness afterwards. And I think some people think they don't like dark beers because of that, but that's just because Guinness is like a mass produced, like that's like the Miller Lite of dark beers.
Right.
So if there's beers out there that are similar to Guinness but don't have the weird aftertaste.
Right.
So if you think you don't like dark beers, just try a few more.
Well, it's a stout. I went to for a class. I went to Iron Hill Brewery, and they had a vanilla Russian Imperial Stout. Delicious.
Yeah.
So it's a dark beer, but darker and actually has flavor.
Yeah.
11.5% alcohol.
Yeah.
I drank one of those, drunk.
Yeah.
And then because they served it like the 22-ounce glass, and then they had that same beer, but this one was made with habanero. It's habanero vanilla, and I was like, let me try it. It was like spicy and terrible and
Yeah.
just everything bad you could think something can go wrong.
I feel like some weird ass beers.
But that was 12%.
Yeah.
It was like more alcohol content.
I drank like a ketchup beer one time or some shit. Like people just make weird beers. I think just to be like assholes.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
I started liking hoppier beers
Yeah.
because like I do like the more lighter flavored beers I drink, like the less I like them now. So I did start drinking hoppier beers,
Yeah.
but there are some hoppy beers that are just ridiculous. Like they're called Hop Death, and they just taste terrible. They taste
Huh.
like trash.
Yeah, just people just being, oh, I want to make this different thing, and they're just assholes.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
Just give me a beer that tastes good. Like I
Yeah.
like trying a bunch of different beers, and some of the stuff is just terrible.
And so some fucking hipster somewhere can be like, oh, you just don't understand the hoppiness.
Yeah, you don't understand how it's like just pure hops.
Yeah.
The only reason, do you know the reason behind IPA, Indian Pale Ale?
Yeah. What is it?
It is beer.
Yeah.
It is a pale ale
Yeah.
that they put tons of hops in,
Yeah.
so they could transport it to India because hops is an antibacterial,
Okay.
antimicrobial. I guess both those things.
So Indian Pale is good for you, basically.
So yeah, it's basically they use the hops to a lot of hops to keep bacteria from growing, so they can get it from England
Yeah.
to India. So
Huh.
the English in India didn't die. Like didn't from
die of lack of hops.
yeah. Well, the hops were just unimportant. That was so they could still drink beer. That's
Yeah.
the reason for it. Now people are like, we got to put hops in everything, and then they have the American Pale Ale, which is basically the same thing. They put hops in the beer
Yeah.
so they can get it to like the gold miners from like
Huh.
Pottsville.
And yours is a Philadelphia Pale Ale, so they could get it through the whole Rocky Run
Yeah, so they can get it from
the
northeast
Italian
to
market
Kensington.
to
yeah.
How
How many hops do you need for that? Well, it's 10 miles, so like 4.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 hops. 1 hop for every step that Rocky took in the run. That's how many hops they used. So I feel like I'm real overtired today, so I don't know the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too.
I don't know. I like because I was already tired like Friday night, and then like I worked all weekend. And it was so hot. Again, I'm talking about the most boring topic in the world, so I apologize to any podcast listeners. But
Yeah.
but like it took multiple hours for our room to cool down, even with the air conditioner.
No, at Rachel's house last night, I cooked a roast, and I cooked like 6 potatoes for everybody.
Yeah.
We cooked it on the grill, like
Yeah.
in a pan, because we couldn't turn on. We
Yeah.
refused to turn on the oven because it was so hot out on Sunday. And I'm not a big complainer about like heat or cold. I never complain about cold.
Yeah, but when it's extreme.
Yeah, I never complain about cold because I feel like it vindicates the fact that I am complaining about heat. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a complainer if I complain about both, but I complain about the heat. It was so hot, we had
Yeah.
to put in the window. She has central air. We had to put in a window unit
Yeah.
in her living room and one in her bedroom, and then like close everything off so that everyone was like comfortable because we couldn't get the house below 84.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's just, I think it's I think it's weird though because I don't remember any other time when it was so hot that like it couldn't cool the house down. But it's just funny because in the winter the same thing happened. I don't even remember that one like weekend where it was so cold around here that I'm pretty sure I talked about it on the podcast that like I did my like oven self cleaning thing just try to heat up the house because my heater was on full blast for the entire weekend and we couldn't heat up the house.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so it was like the same thing like this weekend. Like, I mean, our downstairs was okay, but the upstairs.
Wait a second. You did the oven self clean this weekend?
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying it was the same thing in the opposite. Like
It's so
Yeah.
hot.
yeah,
We made it hotter in here because that heat should cool us off.
exactly.
Like that.
I mean,
that's how hot
it was
is.
cooler in the oven cycle than it was
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just like it made me sick by the end of the day.
So my story in my head that I guess I have to get out before I can think of anything else anyway was speaking of drunkenness, and since she's one of our few podcast listeners, she actually listens to this. I didn't talk about it to anybody at work, and I figured nobody listens to this, so it's fine to talk about here. So our one podcast listener Jackie I worked with for like 3 or 4 years, and essentially I don't know. I described it the other day after we just had a big fight of like I think since we're both like happy in our home lives, we're the abusive relationship that like we need in our lives. Essentially, since we've been working together, and first I was her boss. I'm not anymore, but like we still like I'm the nurse practitioner, she's the nurse, so like it's still like a little, I guess, of like a not level relationship. It's pretty much been every 3 or 4 months. We get we get pissed off at each other. She says she's finding another job. Sometimes she's even taking days off to like interview other places, and then everything's fine again. And it happens every 3 or 4 months. So I said to her the other day, I was like, yeah, it's really like an abuse relationship. Like it's basically like every 3 or 4 months, I'm like, oh, she's such a bitch. I don't even know why I'm stuck with her. And then she's like, oh, you're an asshole. I'm moving in with my mom. And then I'm like, no, baby, it's gonna be fine. And then she's like, oh, it's gonna be different this time. Like that's basically what keeps happening.
Are you talking about Kelly now?
No,
Oh,
no,
you moving in with your mom?
I'm talking. It's a metaphor. I'm talking
Okay.
about how she keeps looking at the biggest falling out this week or like last week. Because and I feel like I'm sure I've complained about here, which is not interesting to anyone about just and everyone's work sucks and stuff. Um, but but I feel like my issue at work is just from when I think when we were organized a little differently, like just everyone would come to me with like a lot of random stuff, and I just really didn't have the time to do it all. And then this person I work with at work is really great in that basically like she's happy to carry out like whatever plan we have, like if it's from me or the doctor or whatever, like she'll get it taken care of, like once you tell her about it, like it's done, like she's gonna do it. But she is like, I don't know if she's nervous or she doesn't like to make a lot of decisions, which I mean sort of isn't her role as like the nurse, like it's like sort of our role as the providers, but even like some nursing level stuff, I felt like she didn't really make a lot of. So when I was like really busy anyway, like sometimes I would get like a little, and this is always what the fights are from. Like I would get a little bit annoyed because like I would get a whole pile of stuff that like I'd have to review basically, and like I guess I always kind of felt like she should have been able to make some of the decisions on her own. But I guess we always just sort of skirted around it, and then like that like actually was said like last week. It was like a situation that happened, and I was just like annoyed, and I was just being like whiny, like a big part of it was my fault, and I had a meeting with like our mutual boss, and I was really just venting about it, and I was just like, oh, this is what happened, like I'm pissed off about it, like again back to my metaphor, like oh she's such a bitch, I don't know why I'm stuck with her, so. And then I was just venting about it, and then she was gonna like look into it, and I was like, well, no, like it's fine, like don't make it weird and awkward, like it's just I'm pissed off today, it's gonna be fine tomorrow. But then she ended up like looking like in my inbox and like basically routing all these messages back, like oh you should be like to her, like you should be taking care of this stuff. So then I'm like, that's absolutely what I said not to do. Like that's not what I wanted. Like you just made stuff real awkward.
As as unhealthy
Yeah,
as unhealthy as it sounds like arguing is,
yeah,
like that's a healthy relationship.
yeah,
Like like even if it's like a work relationship,
yeah,
like if you guys get along 24/7,
yeah,
like for a fact things aren't going to get done.
yeah.
Like that argument like every 3 or 4 months where you guys get mad at each other or whatever
Hmm.
and whatever it is, like that's the thing. That's the checks and balances.
Yeah.
You get everything else out that's been bothering you for 3 or 4 months, and then like a couple days later, it's fine.
Yeah.
So that is the checks and balances because I do it with the guy at work, but I do it on a daily basis, and I cannot fucking wait till he's gone. Like he's going upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's gotten to the point where we argue every single day,
Yeah.
but I like him as a person.
Yeah.
I can't stand him as a worker.
Yeah.
So when he goes upstairs to his different job,
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah. See, so I think we like working together. But it's just it's just I think it's more just like if we worked in a different atmosphere, like if we worked in a place that was like sort of better organized, where I could look at all the stuff that came through and give it to her to do, like it would be perfect. But like we're just not in that setup really. But anyway, yeah. So then like the next day, like our boss wanted to meet with both of us about like the issue basically, and then Jackie was like, I don't want to meet with her, and I don't either, like I didn't ask for this meeting, like but I think she thought like I did. I was like I didn't ask for this, like I don't want to meet with her either. And then with the meeting, I thought it was like fairly okay. Like I thought it was a pretty positive meeting. Um, and then and then I don't know. And then I got like a text after we left work that was basically like she's very unhappy about the meeting. And I was like, and I didn't answer her back because I was like a Sam night, so I was like doing stuff with Sam. So I like texted her back later. It was basically like, oh, like I didn't think it was that negative. Like we stuff comes up, like we're gonna work this stuff out or whatever. Um, and then I get a call at 10:30 at night, and 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 it made things even worse because I really didn't like I couldn't understand what she was saying between my cell phone not being like perfect and then her being super drunk, and it was basically
Yeah, people calling you drunk is
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. So I think I made it much worse because I didn't understand what she was saying at first.
So now you're getting aggravated. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even that. I didn't like understand what she said at first. So I think I like sort of blew her off, and then she was like, and then she basically was like, no, I'm really upset. Like I didn't realize that's what she was saying. So she basically told me like how upset she was after work, and how like I was basically a bad friend. I threw her under the bus, and how we're just coworkers now. Because like she was like we went to her wedding a few weeks ago. Like she didn't invite most people from the office, but like we're friends. Like me and Kelly went to her wedding and stuff. And she was like super mad, and she just like went on for like a long time. And it was fine. By the end of the conversation, it was fine. But it was like a half hour of like me having to have her repeat everything 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that part sucks. But her calling up,
Yeah,
I feel like her calling up and you
yeah,
guys getting into that and like
yeah,
her saying all that,
yeah,
like it sucks for your end because you don't want to hear it and you don't want to have like neither one of you want to have like a hostile work environment.
yeah,
Like like you don't want it to be just professional.
yeah.
But here's the thing about it, like just getting all of that out, a couple days it's fine.
Yeah, no,
You
no.
know, so it's good. It's healthy.
No, I thought it was good. I thought by the next morning, like it was like it was much better already.
You guys should just sleep together. That would be perfect.
So Kelly's definitely gonna listen to just this part of the podcast. um, but yeah, I don't know.
Let's tune in. I'm gonna listen at 21 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But that was yeah, I don't know. The one funny part she was saying about like just communicating better at work, because like I basically said that I felt like I was wrong because she came to me at one point during the day before that meeting and was like, well, what's Maria want to talk about? And I was basically, and I was like, and I like didn't want to talk about it. I was like, I don't know. But like at that point, I should have said like, oh, I was just venting yesterday. And I said all this stuff. Like that was my opportunity to really diffuse the situation. I didn't do it.
Right, just come out clean.
Yeah. So then she felt like blindsided by it. So shit about communication. I was like, well, I feel like if we have the occasional 10:30 super drunk conversation like that probably improves our communication. And then she was like, wait, who's drunk? And I was like, well, I just opened a beer, but I didn't drink it yet. And she was like, so just the nurse is drunk. And I was like, yes, just you're drunk at this time.
Yeah.
But no, but it was much better the next. I think it's been better since then. So,
So, do you want to hear my nurse practitioner story?
yes.
This is great. So I've been real stressed out between everything in life, and so I had this like I have psoriasis that I've been talking about, like real nervous, right?
Yeah.
I've had back acne, I've had like terrible moles, like different skin issues. Never went to a dermatologist.
Yeah.
I think I got psoriasis on my junk.
Yeah.
Made an appointment that day, like
Yeah.
2 weeks after like it happened. I was like I gotta go, right?
Yeah.
So I get there and so first thing first, like I'm sitting there in my boxers, and the nurse practitioner is like, okay, like what's wrong with you? And I explain like everything, like, and she's like, oh my god, these moles, right?
Yeah.
And she just doesn't listen to anything else. So she's like, we got to get rid of these moles. We got to 2 moles, like we got to biopsy them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. And I was like, well, can we talk about, she's like, the moles is the important part. And I'm like, yeah, but can we, she's like, look, the moles are the important part.
Yeah.
Next, I was like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I was like, check behind my ears. And she goes, oh, that plaque and dryness,
Yeah.
that's 100. She told me the technical name. She's like, that's 100% because of stress.
Huh.
And I go, okay.
Yeah, I had that too.
Yeah. And I go,
But I like pick at it all the time. It's
yeah,
real gross.
yeah, don't.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I got that like someplace else. And like I apologized profusely, and she's like, all right, just
Yeah.
pull it out. And she's like, "Oh, this doesn't look too bad." And I was like, "Well,
That looks fine.
I have a picture of it, like when it's real bad,
Yeah.
and it's like after doing it, and
Yeah.
like she goes, "Oh yeah, it's the same thing. It's just like it's just 100% stress." So
Yeah.
like she talked me, and like even me like moving,
Mm.
and like my ears like putting a steroid on it. Like
Yeah.
it's the weakest steroid they have.
Yeah.
Um, weakest prescription. And just doing that and like moving out and everything, like my stress went down like tenfold.
That's good.
So like that's feeling better and everything. But so the nurse practitioner, she deals with that and everything, and she comes in. She's like, "All right, let's get rid of the moles." And I go, "What?"
Yeah.
Like we take care of everything. I was like, "Oh, the
Yeah.
moles are fine."
They
She's
feel like
like,
dermatology place. Yeah.
"Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
they do.
yeah." And I was like, "Well, what about my back acne?" She's like, "Well, when you come back in 2 weeks, so I could check everything out." She's like, "I'll just check your ears out this time."
Yeah.
She's like, "We'll look at the back acne."
Yeah.
Right, because it's not. It used to be bad. I mean, it's gonna get bad this week because I'm not a sweaty person, but I am a greasy person.
Yeah.
So they take this like old school needle, like the metal thing with you have the round one you stick your fingers in, and then one by the thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the anesthetic.
Yeah.
Right. So she puts that in my side,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, you didn't even flinch. Usually people right on the ribs flinch
Yeah.
a lot." And I go, "Yeah, it did it feel bad." Then she put the one on my neck. I
Yeah.
flinched. She's like, "I felt you flinch on that one." I was like, "It's painful." She's like, "Oh, that's like one of the most painful spots." It seriously, it's like maybe 2 inches
Yeah.
from your spine.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Yeah, it's super painful." Yeah. So then it doesn't hurt, but you could feel her like cutting them off with a little scalpel.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done. I did like a mini like derm rotation. So I don't know. I don't know anything about skinship, but I'd done some of those like punch biopsies and those like scrape biopsy things.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know.
And then today on my neck, the scab just fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, "Ew, what's this?" And I felt like
Yeah.
like with the collar on my shirt. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this
Gross.
is disgusting." And and I put like the Bactrin or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I was asked at work.
Hmm.
My friend at work, his wife, they've only been in America for like 2 years,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And she had to go see the gynecologist, right?
Yeah.
And apparently, like it's just women gynecologists from where they're from.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, man, I had to see like um, my wife felt comfortable. Had to go see a male gynecologist."
Mm.
And I think from remembering from you, and I explained to him, and
Yeah.
I was like, when you do your residency,
Yeah.
you kind of just pick the first one that you can get. Like,
Sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, I don't think most men want to be gynecologists. Well, like some male guy, they're probably pretty creepy, but like most
Yeah.
men, like they apply to all these different residencies, and that's the only one that accepts them.
Yeah, it's possible or
Yeah.
something like that. And well, too though. I mean, it depends what because some people there's some like gynecology guys that are more like OB like to deliver babies and stuff.
Right.
So they might not necessarily like the
Yeah.
going in the vagina for normal stuff.
Yeah, and or they could have like a family history where their parents had, or their not their parents, just their mother had some cancer or diseases, and like he got into research, trying to research that, and like
Yeah.
that's like I'm trying to explain this to him, and like he's like Jamaican,
Yeah.
so he doesn't want to fucking listen. He's
Yeah.
like, "No, I don't want a man." I was like, "Yeah, but they're like a doctor. Like there's
Yeah.
like most of the time, you should be able to trust your doctor.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I
and
don't know.
not like if he's taking pictures with a cell phone. Like, yeah, he's a creepy dude.
Yeah. That's always a little weird because sometimes we do that stuff to like you put like want to record something in the chart, but
Right. Oh no, I
Yeah.
got pictures of my body taken at the
Yeah.
thing, but not my penis.
Yeah.
Like it was just my moles and
Well,
my
that's-
back knee. And,
that's all we take pictures of is penises.
Yeah, you have to take pictures, but it's not your
Yeah.
cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I forget my work phone.
Well, yeah. I mean, technically, it's your cell phone,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, yeah. In urology, you should probably take pictures of penises.
That would actually be a good idea to have like an office cell phone for that.
Yeah. Well, you had the office email, and
Yeah.
that was illegal.
Yeah.
So.
But even like but like I mean even like if it's your work phone, because most of us have like our own personal phone and then like a work like smartphone. But even if it's that, it feels a little weird. Like if there was just like a dedicated office phone where like we just did all that sort of stuff, like that might
Well,
be the worst thing.
the dermatologist office,
Yeah.
they have tablets. They have work tablets.
Yeah.
They take pictures of. That's like it goes on their server.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
Yeah. Oh, so something because I've never ever looked into dermatology before. Never once.
Yeah.
Most of the money in dermatology
Mm.
comes from cosmetic
Yeah.
dermatology,
Yeah,
which
man. Yeah, I
my
should. Yeah, I should have gone into something like that. Although I mean, I'm not like attractive enough for like that because, like if you go to like a plastic surgery office or yeah, like a cosmetic like dermatology place, I mean, they make way more money than like I mean, even like people's salaries. Like I've heard nurse practitioners making like twice what I make, like at places like that.
right.
But I mean, they're like 6 foot tall, blonde, skinny, attractive
Oh
women.
yeah, you have to
Yeah,
pretty much be like Thor. You have to,
yeah,
yeah, you have to. Like I heard from one of my comedians, you're not gonna sell $100,000 car and $10 shoes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, we like going to the gym, but I don't have to work in a dermatology
Yeah.
office, like a
Well,
cosmetic place.
yeah, I went. I asked what cosmetic dermatology is. Like,
Mm.
I assume like I can only like assume like what I think it would be, and she goes, like she points out like this little mole that's like on my arm, like it's
Yeah.
just a little brown spot. She's like, oh, we would remove that, and then or we put it somewhere on your face so you had like a mole on your face,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, that's a real thing? And she goes, yes, it's a real thing.
Yeah, you make way more money doing stuff that's not medically necessary than like helping people with like medically necessary treatments,
Yeah.
because that's also all out of pocket. So like whatever the price is, you get that money versus like doing medically necessary stuff that goes through the insurance company. You get whatever the insurance company decides they want to pay you, which is usually like a fraction of what like the thing should cost.
Oh, and skin tags.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Getting skin tag removal is like their biggest business.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what she said, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, skin tags like the little things? And she goes, yeah. I was like, don't they know they can just take dental floss, wrap it real tight, and it just falls off after a couple
Huh.
days? And she goes, yeah, that's just not the right way to do it. And I was like, yeah, that's what I was told by a doctor one time. A doctor took dental floss,
Yeah.
wrapped it around a skin tag like under my arm because it was like irritating all the time.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Don't take this off." And like a couple days later, there was no skin tech or dental floss, and
Oh,
I go,
nice.
"All right, cool."
I like it. I'll have to try that. I have a couple things I gotta take off, but I'll try it. Um, no, that's the thing. I don't know. I feel like it's more annoying working in healthcare because, like, I mean, I work right below the general surgeons. Like, I could go upstairs at any point and be like, "Hey, can you take a few things off me?" And like, I'd be like, "Okay," but I feel like for whatever reason, there's a bigger barrier for me doing that than like if I were not there and had to make an appointment with somebody or something. I don't know. I finally made a dermatology appointment though in September.
Oh, real
So
quick, you know what the
yeah,
worst part about that was?
what's that?
Because I don't. A, I've never taken a picture of my junk before.
Yeah,
B, how do people show other people that junk? C,
yeah,
there was two other nurses in the room when I did that.
yeah,
And I go, well, can we be alone? And she goes, no, they're all nurses. It's fine. And
yeah,
no one really looked or anything. But like,
yeah.
I don't want anybody seeing my junk.
Yeah, no, that's all we do.
Yeah.
People walking around with their junks swinging around.
Yeah, that's a dermatologist.
Yeah,
You're a urologist.
yeah. Oh, did I tell you about the new ED treatment that's out?
No.
The penile Eswal. So so you have a technology shockwave lithotripsy for kidney stones. So it's been around for like forever, and basically you use like sound waves from outside of the body to like target the kidney stones like inside the kidney, and you basically cause them to vibrate until they shatter, and then like the dust just passes out. So it's a really good treatment. It doesn't work all the time, but like it's totally non-invasive, so it's like a good option to even just try it, even if like it's not a perfect stone for it. Because then if you had to have a bigger surgery, you could, but if you can get rid of this, it's good. Um, so somebody figured out that you could. I have no idea how this was discovered. Somebody apparently just put their penis in the Eswal machine, because it's literally just a big machine that like you just put the person in and turn on. Um, so somebody figured out that if you Eswalled your penis, give you better erections. So, so it sounds like totally made up, but apparently they've studied it enough now that like it definitely works.
Yeah.
So I was trying to talk. So like I was reading about it, and I work with one doctor that like is more like the you know more the like old school I mean even though we don't work in private practice anymore, like still has that mindset where it's like, oh, we got to get people through and make money and stuff, even though it really doesn't matter because we're in a big institution now, so we don't even know where the money goes anyway.
Yeah.
um
But prior practice, it's the worst.
yeah, but
Well, it's worse for patients.
yes and no. Like it's more efficient though.
Yeah,
Like
I just mean I
yeah,
was just there at a private
yeah,
practice the other day,
yeah,
and the waiting was terrible. It's like they have appointment every 15 minutes.
yeah,
It was an hour and 15 minutes behind.
yeah,
Something like dermatology, I don't think they should give you like 15 minutes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that can take, especially for a new appointment, that can take a long
Like general
time.
practitioner
Yeah,
for checkup, 15 minutes.
yeah. But yeah, so anyway, so it's not like it'd be right up this guy's alley. So I'm been trying to talk him into it, but there's no the problem doing it at like a big institution is that it's not like it's not like a proven enough thing where like Medicare would pay for it yet. So there's all these private urologists that are doing it because then they charge people out of pocket for it. So they can charge them like tons of money for it, even though it's not a proven covered thing yet. But it's definitely bullshit because I was reading an article about it. And it was like three different guys that are like the biggest people doing it. One's in this area, and like the one guy said that it like broke up some of the plaque that forms like in the veins so that they can like expand more so that you can let more blood in to get a better erection, which kind of makes sense and might be the thing. Another one said some I forget it, some other totally unrelated thing, and the third guy said it activates the stem cells in the penis so that it generates new like tissue for like the corpora. So like
So they have no idea.
like
You see my face, right?
like anytime it's like, oh, it activates like anytime you throw around buzzwords like stem cells, like he's totally making it up.
Yeah.
But
The black one seems reasonable.
yeah, that's like a reasonable explanation, especially since that's what Aswall does. It breaks up like calcium stones. So it makes sense it could break up calcium plaques, but it probably doesn't activate the stem cells in the penis.
No, but you would think a guy from Philly would be like, makes your dick hard. And like people are like, I like his science.
So yeah, but I just think I'm curious if it gets an approved thing in the future, because apparently it's something you can do in the office. Yeah. So I feel like we just have a bunch of guys like lined up for penile Eswalls.
Yeah. What's the Wald machine? Is like an MRI size or no? Or
the one for kidney stones is big enough you put a person in, but the ones they made now for this are like smaller, so you can like bring them into the room. I guess just big enough to fit a penis in.
Yeah. So like, do you reach from under the balls and like pull it in and like
I don't
hold
know.
it?
I haven't actually seen one. I don't know how the.
Oh God, this sounds
yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, Mandy's over there gonna get you hard. And
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's always cool to have another thing to be able to do, because like right now, I mean, there's only, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff we can do now compared to like 30 years ago, but there's like there aren't really any fixes.
yeah, well, I just want to throw this out there. It's basically the fix for 80% of everything. Eat better, exercise, drink water. Like that's the fix for everything.
True.
Now, for some cases, it can fix it. Yeah. But like a lot of medical things, go get some fresh air.
Yeah, basically always
go
make
take
it better.
a walk and go eat better. You know, like if you're gonna sit on the couch, like even if you work and you drive, say your commute's a half hour, or like your work, you're 9.5 hours at work. The rest of the time, if you're sitting around and you're eating pizza and you're never hitting the sun or walking or doing push-ups or anything, your problems are gonna get worse. They're never gonna get better.
I agree with that. And you know what? Related to that, I don't know if I've talked about this before on the air or off the air, but so I, through the course of my week, sometimes go to 3 different Planet Fitness places, and the machines are calibrated so differently. It's really weird. Like, you would think they'd all be the same, right? It's all the same fucking machines.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
Like, I wonder how, like, what's even involved in the setup of them. but they're so different. Um, so like the South Philly one, people's cores weak as shit because like I max out all the like abdominal machines. But then like at the other ones, like I'm like towards the top, but not really there. But also in the South Philly one, I do like 40 pounds less if I do like one of the chest press things than like everywhere else. So apparently big ass chests down there.
Yeah.
But
You see the one? Did you see the one Robert Frank video where he's like with this girl at the gym, and he goes, "Hey, what you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just finishing up leg day." He's like, "Oh, fuck that."
I mean girls should do leg day. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But
Well, I do leg day.
yeah. See, I used to really like doing the leg exercise, and then for whatever reason, I just got away from it. It's I don't know because they're just I don't know. Like I mean, it's hard to call yourself lazy when you're like going to the gym 4 times a week. But I mean, I really got lazy with it. Like I just like it makes you like it's so much more tiring to
Yeah,
do leg
but
exercises.
but you don't feel how you feel when you do like arm and chest exercise. Like that soreness is there.
Yeah.
You have to do so much more weight and so much more
Yeah.
exercises to get that same feeling.
Yeah, I kind of like though. I mean, as we like I don't know. I appreciate Robert Frank's point that like no one gives a shit what your legs look like, but I kind of like how my legs look when I was doing leg exercises like 3 times a week.
Yeah, I like bigger calves. Like on me,
Yeah.
like I would love that bigger
Yeah.
calves or like muscular legs.
Yeah,
Like, but even on Schwarzenegger had problems with his calves.
yeah. But like my like like upper legs and stuff were like super muscular. Like they're still pretty muscular, but like I don't know. I noticed the other day I was like getting dressed and like I saw like the skin over my knee was just the tiniest little sag in it, and I was like, oh, I gotta start doing leg exercises again. I don't like that because my legs were like the most muscular part of my body.
Everybody's body.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but for me it was like my legs looked muscular versus the rest of me looks like I have muscle but I don't look muscular. Like it looks like I maybe like did a push up once.
Yeah.
Yeah. uh, but but no, yeah, I think it was a big difference on my upper and lower body. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Shit, I forgot what I was going to talk about the. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about how like my shoulder hurt, but from the chest
Hey,
stuff.
you want to hear something kind of funny? It sounds familiar. So this is also the only part Kelly's gonna
Yeah.
listen to. So I was talking to my buddy at work. Like production starts before I do, like an hour before. I mean, actually, technically they start 2.5 hours before I do, but like
Yeah.
I get a ton of overtime. So I walk in and I was like, "Man, how was your weekend?" "Oh, I didn't do anything. My wife had to go visit her uncle or some bullshit like that in the hospital." I was like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah, he had to get his two toes cut off because of the diabetes.
Yeah.
Like the one toe turned black, and like they're gonna have to take part of his foot, then probably his leg." I was
Yeah.
like, "Does he ever do anything?" Nah, he sits around, doesn't walk or anything. And I was like, "Well, why don't you guys just tell him to walk?" And he's like, "Oh, he will walk to like the bar and party with women." But I was like, like he just has to eat better and like do any type of exercise. He's like, "I know that's what the doctor told him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just do it." But here's the funny part.
Yeah.
Uh, his wife had his phone and started going through the phone,
Oh no.
and he was talking to two other women,
Yeah.
and he's Mexican, and he pretends that he doesn't speak any English whatsoever,
Yeah.
but he's texting this one girl in perfect English.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I didn't hear about the other one, but that girl kept texting him like, "Oh, I hope you're okay."
Yeah.
And like the girl calls him, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, sorry, I must have the wrong number." And the wife goes, "You don't have the wrong number. This is his wife." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He said he lived with his sister and everything. So this guy goes surgery
Yeah.
for something easily preventable,
Yeah.
and like he has to wake up like his marriage is in ruins.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Like, I probably I should have never had to worry about it, but obviously I put myself in that situation. But like, I don't know. I mean, even like not with cheating, but just like talking to people that I shouldn't be talking to and shit before, like when I was like married and before that. Just to worry about like I mean Kelly will look at my phone anytime she wants. Like there's
Right.
nothing.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rachel. or Kelly. I don't care. They
Yeah.
can look at my phone
Yeah.
anytime they want.
Rachel can also look at my phone anytime she wants.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's just it's nice to like not have to. It's I don't know. It's nice to not have anything to hide.
Right,
Essentially,
right, right.
after being a piece of shit before in life.
If either
I don't
one of
know.
them looked at my phone, they'd look at like the conversation we have, like not in the group text. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, you guys are such dorks." Look at like the Instagram pictures I send you. You guys are so such dorks.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
look at the text between me and Dave, just talking about movies like all the
Yeah.
time. Like, I think if Rachel went through my phone,
Yeah.
she'd break up with me because I'm such a loser.
Yeah. Just be like, oh, you couldn't be talking to like one other woman. Like, come on.
You gonna like have messaged anyone? Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of miss though.
The attention?
No, not that. No, I'm totally unrelated to that. I kind of miss it a weird way. Like, I feel like so when me and Kelly first started dating, not that I was talking to anybody else, but like, actually, I don't even know it was really on my end even. I guess more on her end because she still just had like, like real shitty guys that she was friends with and stuff, and like looking at her phone and getting mad about something. Like, I don't know, just it kind of broke the monotony to like be able to pick a fight about something.
Right.
Because that really doesn't happen. Like, I don't even like. I used to look at her phone sometimes. I haven't done that in a long time even because there's never anything on there. So,
Yeah.
but the latest from Allie's dad over the weekend. So
Oh man.
so I told well so I think I talked about here on here last time about the dance recital stuff. Where
No,
it's
you
just like a
talked to me
no-show.
off mic about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he like, well, I'll tell that story because it's kind of interesting.
Right.
So, so Allie's dance recital a couple weeks ago, and he and Kelly had told him weeks before, like, the tickets are on sale. Like, if you want to get them, they're just at the place. And he was like, I don't really have the money. So then she like told him again, like, or no. Then he like texted like a couple weeks later. I was like, I have the money now. Are the tickets still on sale? And she was like, yeah, you just gotta go to the dance school and they have them right there. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna get them. And then it's like the day of, and it's in the morning, and like the hours of freaking rehearsal, and like he sends like this crazy like multiple texts about how he's going to try to borrow a car from this one guy so he can drive out to the recital. But if that guy won't let him borrow the car, then this other guy is going to come and he's going to go with him. And how that guy's wife just had a kid, but he thinks it was a natural delivery, so she's out of the hospital already. So they're going to go to the thing. There's this whole friggin' long, rambling, crazy text. So Kyler's just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know if he includes all this extra information because, like, he just is a moron and thinks, like, anybody cares.
I've realized something over my life, and
Yeah.
I think I said this to you before, that when people start adding detail after detail after detail, it makes it look like they've done their research, like they're doing something about it.
Yeah.
But it's always a lie. It's when
Basically.
I just want you to go yes or no, or even say yes, but just blow me off.
Yeah.
Like I don't need all this detail because as soon as you start giving me detail,
Yeah.
it's a lie. And I know. And now I'm like angry. Like you're fucking lying.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So this whole crazy thing. So then, I don't know. I always wonder though if they think him and his like wife, if they're like think they're real clever. I'm like, oh, we really fooled them. Like,
Yeah. like they're high fiving.
yeah, that's what I picture in my head.
Yeah,
Think
like
they're real clever.
they clinked their heroin needles together.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
But yeah, I was like so mad about it at the time because I was like ranting. I was like, I was okay. So like one or two. So first off, I mean, if he's texting all stuff about trying to get a ride, like he definitely didn't buy tickets because like, I mean, he has no money. He wouldn't somehow scrape up $50 to get 2 tickets to like not know if he was going to go or not. So you know right off the bat, he never bought tickets, and you can't get tickets at the actual show. So I was like, okay, one or two things are going to happen. Either he's going to send all these crazy texts later, like, oh, this guy wouldn't lend me his car. He's such a fucking asshole. I was trying to come, but it's like this guy's fault that I couldn't come. Like either that, or he was going to borrow somebody's car and then show up and then be like, and then like try to fight someone and be like, oh, they won't let me in. I said, oh, my daughter's dancing in there, and oh, they wouldn't let me in. Like it's gonna be some crazy bullshit where it's like somebody else's fault that he couldn't do something, which is like always the case with these fucking losers. So I was waiting for one of them, but instead he just no called, no showed. We just never heard from him again.
Right.
Which I guess was always also a possibility.
Something we've also agreed on.
Yeah.
If he forgot about Allie 3 years ago,
Yeah.
she'd have a much better life.
Yeah, accurate. But then the funnier part was the guy that he said he was going to get a ride with was there with his wife.
Is that the baby one?
The baby one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the baby dancing?
I don't know.
Because that is fucking amazing.
So they were there. So that's what. So I mean, we never really care enough, but like, you know, you're always tempted to like go up to that person and be like, hey, did this guy ever talk to you about getting a ride? Just to like see if there was any truth at all, if it was like totally made up bullshit.
He has no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. During the whole rest, because it was like a few hours between the practice and the rehearsal, and I just kept saying to Kelly, like, "Oh man, I just really want to know, like, I want an update, like, I want to know what's going on." And then Kelly's like, "Well, I could text them," and I was like, "Nah, like, we can't text them. I just want him to spontaneously text us, like, I don't know, like, I just want an update and like the process here." But I'm sure they sent this text in the morning and then just got wasted and were completely forgot about it after that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious if they'll say anything to Alice next time they see her. I don't know, because then on
you drop her off. Like say you drop her off like 2 p.m. right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Look, I can't make it to your dance." You pick her up at like 7, and that's why we couldn't go to the dance. Like she's sweating to death. They're still on the front porch. She has her bags. Like she just turns around, gets in the car.
And then yeah, so that. So then he was like texting Kelly yesterday morning, asking about getting Allison, and you know, so Allie really wants to go over there if his like wife's kids are there, which they usually aren't. So Kelly asked like, "Oh, dude, you know, are the girls there?" And then he basically was like, "Oh no, I threw her," like he threw like so Alex's wife. He's like, "Oh, I threw Alex out of the house," and all this other shit. So then Kelly's like, okay, and then like didn't really answer back, and then Alex, Allie's quote unquote stepmom, is texting to get Allie, and she's like, oh, can Allie come over and swim with the girls or whatever? And Kelly was like, no, I don't think she wants to go. And then Alex is like, what did Mark tell you? He's been on a 3-day bender or whatever. So wait a minute, so he's texting saying that he threw her out of the house. But she's saying she's there and that he's like totally fucked up, but thinks it would be appropriate for Allison to go over right now.
All right.
Like, so Kelly didn't really answer either of them back, but like I was trying to figure out I was even trying to get like a theory of what could have been going on. I don't know.
He hasn't thought this far, and I know you've thought this far. And I'm no relation to Allison. I mean, I care about her,
Yeah.
but everybody understands that like right now she like 4 years.
Yeah.
He understands like she's gonna look right through his bullshit and want nothing to do with him.
But she pretty much does now, honestly.
Yeah,
even at 7.
Yeah, at 7.
Yeah.
But imagine she's 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Like where she's way more conscious, and she's like, she'll probably say it because even though Sam says it, she'll be like, "Oh, he's bullshit."
Yeah.
Like if the fact is, he wants Allison to go, "Look, I'm a father.
Yeah.
Not I want to take care of my daughter." Now, if he wanted to take care of his daughter, he can get hammered, but like those hours, like just be sober.
Yeah. But I just like, but like even then, I mean, so a whole week went by between our dance recital and when they decided to try to get her. Like, why even try to get her that day? Like why? Like it seemed like he was texting just to say that he threw Alex out of the house, and then why would Alex then text and say the opposite? Like why did she care what he like? I didn't understand I couldn't figure out what their motivations possibly were.
Right.
I don't know, unless it was like, because I think this is a lot of his motivation. Maybe he was hammered with some of his friends and they like got on him that he never sees his daughter. Like that's honestly I think 90% of like why he ever wants to see her.
Well, it'd be even though there's nothing, no relationship between them,
Yeah.
but like what if Alex like actually cleaned up the thing and like had kids,
Hmm.
like cleaned up her life,
Yeah.
became like a good mother and like a good person,
Yeah.
and like her kids liked Allie,
Yeah.
and like she started like a relationship with Alex, but like not the dad.
Yeah.
like Alex left her dad, but
Yeah.
like she was still in the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. We sort of thought at first that maybe she was gonna be like a good influence like that, but she's a junkie just like him.
Oh,
So
that's so good.
we like know for a fact now. So, um, and she obviously lies as much as he does because like whatever she was saying was like is like always crazy too. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. It's really sad. I mean, a lot of times. I mean, the dancers don't think. Fortunately, Allie didn't really care, but like there's just a lot of stuff where like she'll just be like, yeah, why did they say that? And we're just like, I don't know, Allie. I mean, you know they're liars, and she's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
You know who you guys should like start hanging out with more and avoiding them? People like Mary with their kids.
yeah, well,
Like
exactly.
like Mary like Mary is a good role model
Yeah,
for a young girl.
yeah,
You
true.
know? Like between, Kelly,
Yeah,
who works her butt off and
Yeah.
like takes care of the whole house, and like she has to start seeing like there's another way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of her role models from like what we've all seen
Mm.
kind of like still party and everything. So
Yeah. Well, that's too. That's what when we were trying to figure out these crazy text messages a couple days ago about like, well, again, like why would she think it was a good idea to ask for Allison, and then in the same sentence say how like her dad's there like totally fucked up, and Kelly was like, for them it's just normal, like it's just normal to be like just so fucked up that like you don't even know what you're doing, like that's just their life. I don't know, like it's crazy.
yeah, like it's sort of like with whatever what's your ex's name? Laura.
Yeah.
Like whatever weird stuff she's into, or
Yeah.
like she goes out with her friends or whatever. That's like it's a normal life. Like
Yeah.
Sam's not gonna grow up in drugs.
Right.
Now Mark and Alex, that's their name.
Yeah.
Their kids are gonna grow up in drugs. You
Yeah.
know, like they're
Well-
not good role models.
Well, they have a kid together. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Uh.
Like you think you would just like, oh, I have a kid. I don't want him to do this. This isn't good. Like all drug addicts know
Yeah.
that's what they're doing is not good.
No, the one time, I don't know if I told this story on here. The one time, Kelly said something to him because their little bastard like bit Allie, and he basically was like, "Oh, he's just retarded," and he's like hitting him in the head as he's saying, "He's like, oh, he's retarded. Look, I'm hitting him in the head. He's fucking retarded." They're like not real life people. Like if you like film their life, people would be like, "Nah, that's bullshit."
Yeah, that's a fake baby.
Yeah.
Like you don't care about your kid that much. you
Yeah,
know?
it's amazing.
Like that kid has no life.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the first person to live to 150 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, we're finishing up with this week's whole week Costa. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And next week may or may not be in a new studio, but we will definitely have new beers.
Yes.